Hey guys, it is Thursday. So it's Baby Friday, and we are in a great mood today. I mean, I'm always in a great mood, but sometimes we get those days where, it's kind of like you're sad, you're feeling all sorts of emotions, right? And those are valid. But today we are great. So I was picking up at Dunkin' Donuts, and you guys, This Is a Night by Amber, hello, got me in an even better mood. So let's jam out for a second. I mean, I know I can't play the song here, but we're just gonna have to listen to another song, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go. Okay, so you guys, now that I have all that energy out of my system, I mean, I still have energy, but I digress. Anyways, I just finished watching Scamanda, the Gabby Petito story, and what was the third one? There was a third one. Give me a second. So anyways, you guys, I thought I had a third show that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but honestly, I can't remember. I need to go and look for it because it just bothered me. But anyways, so Scamanda and the Gabby Petito story. You guys, let's talk about Scamanda first, because that's the first one that I watched, and then I watched the Gabby Petito story. What was she thinking? And like one of the reporters on the thing said it was the perfect crime because nobody in those charities were gonna actually look into her actually having cancer. This story made me so mad because my sister had cancer. She passed away from cancer. Seeing her go through all that, unfathomable. I don't wish that, not even on my worst enemy, okay? Just seeing my sister go through all that, and us going through it with her, and this person just decides, oh, I'm gonna scam people, I'm gonna say that I have cancer. Why? Like, for what? Like, I get that, she got all this money and she was like loved, but there's other ways to go about these things, you know what I mean? Like, and her husband too. Look, her husband, okay, had so much to do with her scamming people. They both scammed people, okay? And he can't just sit there and say, I didn't know what was going on. What? Like, I am just in awe of her little scam. No, not little. It was a big scam. Because she scammed a whole lot of people. She even scammed celebrities. You know what I mean? Like, people go through these things. You know what I mean? Like, there's real people going through real cancer situations, And, I mean, it's just, there's a lot that goes through this. And for her to just go into, a doctor's appointment or go to a hospital and say she has XYZ symptoms just so she can get an IV catheter put in her or get some IV fluids, it's just, it just makes me so angry, like, come on, like, find yourself a real job, okay? You stole the husband from that woman, because she stole him, okay? She really did steal him, okay? And she also stole their daughter, both of them, because it was both. Stole their daughter, okay? So he can get full custody of her. And all for what? All because she wanted to be just like that woman? That's still, no. And then, oh my gosh. And then when she goes, like, after all of this, comes out and everything, and she gets, caught, doing all this, she goes on to say that, oh, this is all a lie, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. But she moves and she goes and she becomes a principal of a school. Like, what? Why? And then all of a sudden, it's like one of the teachers there says, I have cancer. And now all of a sudden, she also has cancer back again. Bitch, are you trying to steal people's, light here? Because that's exactly what you just did to that poor teacher. Like, the teacher really had cancer, and you're just lying and scamming on people to say that you do have cancer when you don't. Like, girl, it's not about you. You know what I mean? It's not about you. Okay? It was about that teacher at that moment, and you decided to steal her light and her story, all because you wanted to be the center of attention. You know what I mean? People gave you their hard-earned money so you can pay your bills, all while you didn't need to pay your bills, because your medical bills, okay, let me rephrase that, sorry, your medical bills, you just wanted to go out gallivanting on people's money that they were giving you. Get it together, okay? Like, that really made me mad, because it's like, so all in all, like, that lady has something going on up in her little brain. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way anyone in their, sane, ever-loving mind can do this. And then when she went to jail, they only gave her, gosh, I can't even remember how many years they gave her. But after she comes out, she's not going to be reformed. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not going to be a changed woman. She can say that she's a changed woman, because she's already scammed all these people, you know what I mean? So why not scam them again? Saying that now you're probably a woman of God, this, that, and the other, and you're changed. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's gonna come out of this. She's gonna come out of jail saying she's a changed woman, and that is how she's gonna scam people again. Okay? This time it's gonna be even more cultier vibes than before, because and I'm not saying that it was a cult what she did, because she scammed people out of their hard-earned money. There you go. But this time, she's probably gonna be like, oh well, I scammed people, and now that I'm out of jail, she's still gonna have those people that love her. Now I can say this, that, and the other, and people are gonna love me, and I can probably turn this into a nice little following, right? AKA a cult. All right, those are my thoughts on those ones. This is all just things that I'm thinking, but that's just, those are, like I said, those are just my opinions. That's not really happening, just thoughts. Moving on to the Gabby Petito story, my heart goes out to her family, okay? Now, when that man called the police station and spoke to that dispatcher, he literally said, there's a man hitting a woman. He stopped for a little bit and then continued hitting her again. Those were his exact words, right? Why these officers believed what she was saying about her being the aggressor is beyond me. Beyond me. I have no words for that. Like, what? She looked like she was scared out of her mind. You know what I mean? Like, it looked like she really couldn't say a whole lot because she was scared of the consequences of what could have happened had she actually said something. You know what I mean? So what did she do? She turned it on herself. Okay? She made everything about her and made it to where she was the one to blame. When you can see clear as day that it wasn't her. She was so scared. And then the officers decide, oh, let's send her in the van by herself, but let's send him to a hotel. What? I'm sorry. What? I just feel like everybody in that situation failed Gabby. They failed her, and I wish it would have been more, it would have been handled way more better than what it was handled, because had she not been believed by the officers, then he would have probably been, in jail, or he would have gotten sent in the van by himself and her in the hotel. Okay, so I also saw the Annie Elise video where she talks about Gabby Petito, and I also am in agreement with her. Had he stayed in Florida longer than what he stayed in Florida for after this whole situation in Utah, then it would have been different for her. She would have really made up her mind and said, you know what, I am leaving him. I don't want to be with him. This is a toxic situation that I don't want to be in. And maybe her ex-boyfriend or her mom would have gone to go pick her up. There's no doubt in my mind that the mom would have literally been in that plane like yesterday to go pick up her daughter. I feel like, I honestly feel like he's not dead. He's still alive, because how can you explain that all these people who were searching for him didn't find out one thing about him, of him, in those woods, but all of a sudden the mom and the dad go and they find bones in his backpack and this, that, and the other? What? You mean to tell me that highly trained people that are out searching for him did not find out one thing, but the mom and dad that are not trained found him? What? And he was already decomposed? Like, what? like that. You know what I'm saying? So you see how, what I mean by it doesn't make sense? I feel like he's alive and he's just out in hiding, and he needs to quit being a coward and come out and face the consequences, because he unalived Gabby, who was loved, kind. She seemed like she was a kind person. She seemed to be a very loving person, and she just wanted to live life. So you mean to tell me he is not alive? No. And the parents know where he's at. Yes, the parents know where he's at. They're covering up for him, just like they did whenever the cops went to his house the first time around. You know what I mean? Because all they said was, he has a lawyer. A lawyer for what? A lawyer for what? Do you even know why we're here to see your son? Do you even know? Right? Like, all of a sudden, that's like the first thing that comes out of your mouth. Oh, he has a lawyer? For what? But, you know, and then I also watched the video of Kyla, where she also talks about Gabby Petito, and she mentions how the family goes and spreads her ashes onto the place where she was found unalived, and how they say she would have wanted this. And she's like, well, how do you know that? You know, like, I wouldn't want that because I was tortured there. You know what I mean? I also feel the same way. I feel like they should have spread her ashes elsewhere, but at the end of the day, that's her family. That's where they felt like they needed to go and spread her ashes. Unfortunately, that's where they went and, you know, spread them. So, again, I really do feel like he's just alive. It's unfortunate that she had to lose her life, you know, for everyone to see what kind of a person he was, because he hid it very well. So again, I like I said, am I going in circles? Probably, but I just really feel like he is alive and he is in hiding, and the parents know where he's at. The sister also knows where he's at, and it's just very unfortunate, you know, that he's being a coward and he's just out in hiding, you know, all along, just to avoid the consequences and what he truly deserves, which is to be behind bars. And the Scamanda, you know, I just really feel like she should get more time in jail than what she's already gotten, because she truly scammed these people out of their money, you know. And she just went on with this elaborate lie about how she had cancer. All along she didn't have anything, you know. She was so healthy, you know. And all these other people that really do deserve to be helped with whatever it is, you know. If you want to take like a casserole, you know, like, you know, in that sense of help, you know, could have been helped. Instead, they're helping this person that was so healthy, and you know, and it all turned out to be fake. You know, everybody believed in her, and it was all fake. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys, give you my thoughts on those two. Now I remember the other show that I wanted to talk to you guys about, the 8 passenger one, the one with Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrandt. the husband knew up to a certain extent the abuse that the children were going through, right? I feel like he let her do a whole lot of things to those children because he loved her. He was oddly obsessed with her, if that makes sense. Because if you listen to the beginning of the docuseries, if you listen to him at the beginning, he says, like, I really wasn't into filming. I wasn't comfortable in front of the camera, even though she wanted me to be in front of the camera, this, that, and the other. And then he even says it himself, like, once that first paycheck came in, I was like, oh, let me do a little bit more filming because this is good for us, right? So I think that he knew all that abuse that was going on with the children, and I feel like like I just said, like, he knew and he let it happen because he was very obsessed with her and he loved her. But I also feel like once that Jody lady came in the picture and they basically shunned him, the daughter, and the son, that's when everything just kind of, you know what I mean? Because now they really didn't have anybody else saying, no, don't do that. Now they could have done whatever in the world they wanted to, because again, there was nobody there to say, no, don't do that. That's wrong. And so that's what I feel about the husband. Now, could he have been a little bit more assertive and be like, no, I want to see my children. Like, those are my kids. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like, I'm not a parent, but hello, those are your children. And then the daughter tried to reach out to him, and for him to have blocked her, and then it's sad to see and hear that she calls him Kevin, and then she calls her Ruby, even though those are her parents. But she went through a lot of things. They basically, like, also shunned her. They just, broke all sort of communication with her. And then the son, what was going on with the son? The son literally just said, oh, the son really said, oh, this is part of the whole thing. Like, I can't, get a hold of my mom, my sisters, my brother, my brothers, my dad. I can't get a hold of nobody. So I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Yeah. Listen, okay. I think that us are a little bit different because, and if you agree with me, you agree with me, but if you don't, that's okay too. But we are kind of like, if you've done something like truly messed up to the point where there's no point of return, then okay, that you stop talking to that person. Okay, cool. But if you get into like a small little argument with your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, like XYZ, you cool off, but y'all are family. You still talk to each other, right? These people are kind of like, oh yeah, like we're banned from talking to each other. Okay, cool. What? No. I would still want to talk to my sister. I would still want to talk to my brother. I would still want to talk to my dad and my mom and my other siblings, Like, what in the world? But anyways, I just feel like that woman was the one that brought out even more of Ruby. Because Ruby was already, I feel like, going in that direction, you know what I mean? But once that Jody lady came in and really brought out, her inner demonios, then it was all kind of like, oh, now I'm free to be the person that I want to be, that I was always meant to be. You know what I mean? And so those poor children literally had no way out, had no say in anything, and then they took those two littlest children all the way in Timbuktu to that woman's house, where they literally had the basement made out of concrete, where nobody could hear anything that was going on. Like, that's insane. You know, they deserve everything that they get. That Jody woman, if she was really truly possessed, which I quite honestly find that to be a load of malarkey, because I feel like she was doing all this like theatrics just so she can go into the Frankie house, you know, just so she can put her foot already in there, and so she can spread all her, you know, her lies and all these, oh, your kids are alien type things, or whatever the heck they were talking about. I think that's what happened. But these are all, like I said, these are all my opinions. But I just remembered the other show that I had watched, and I was like, man. And you know what? I love how her daughter, I love how Sherry is an advocate now for family vlogs, because I do feel like children need to have a voice. You know, I do feel like children need to have a voice, whether they want to film or not, or even not film or not, but just like wait until they're old enough to actually know what they're getting themselves into, you know, not to be treated as an employee, because that's not what it is. It's not, I mean, yeah, essentially it is a job for everyone who is getting paid, but at the end of the day, children need to be children, you know, like they need to have their own little playtime, you know, like go out with friends, do whatever kids do, you know. And so anyways, like I said, I just remembered this after a few hours now, and so I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about it, because that was another one of the shows that really bothered me, because you know, the two younger children are the ones that suffered most, you know. And the eldest daughter, Sherry, she also suffered, because you know, her mom and her dad did all these things to her, so she wouldn't get in contact with anybody. So she's going through things, you know, the son's also going through some things, but especially those two younger children, they are definitely going through some things, and I just can't even begin to imagine what they're going through, and they're just going to need so much therapy and just a lot of, you know, sessions just to get back to some sort of normal life. So yeah, like I said, I just, you know, wanted to come on here and basically talk to you guys about that one as well. So if you've seen any of these ones, I would love to hear your thoughts on those three shows. Okay, so that's it for me today. I just wanted to come on here and just talk to you guys about it, see what your thoughts are, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.